now what we're going to do is we're going to have two focus sessions, focus 1 and 2. We're going to start with Sportradar, then we're going to move over to Global Bet, and then we're going to come back to you with question and answer session. So allow me to introduce a very distinguished member of the Sportradar team. His name is Biplav. I love his name. He's been running a professional soccer club. He's been in sports his whole life, basically, and he started as a football development officer at the Asian Football Federation that was headquartered in Kuala Lumpur. Now you're running you then started to run the integrity services across Asia, and now you're running as the head of the sports partnerships for the Asia Pacific region. And you are collaborating with quite a few of the Asia leading sports leagues and federations. So very interesting to have you here making the presentation on behalf of Sportradar. Thank you very much. All over to you.
Great. Thank you for the introduction, Harman. And my apologies. I had to swap these bulky headphones for my AirPods, which just shut down. But you can hear me well? Yeah?
Yep.
Perfect. So it's great to be here from our socially distanced office in Singapore. And hello to everyone online that's watching. As Harman mentioned, I've been with Sportradar for 6 years. The first 5 years was in our integrity unit, and now I'm in the sports partnership department. And this is actually my first time presenting to the gaming industry, because as the head of sports partnership, I'm kind of on the safe side of managing relationships with sports leagues and federations. And my colleague Michael tells me that the dark side of gaming and betting is a lot more fun. So I look forward to finding out if this is true or not. So here we go. So today I'm going to just make a brief presentation on how COVID-19 impacted Sportradar's content supply and how we stepped up to deal with this great challenge. So let's start by rewinding to a dark time for all of us. This was circa March, April 2020, a few months back. And basically, leagues around the world were postponed indefinitely. All live data from major sporting events virtually ceased. And overall, for a company like Sportradar, our data supply dropped by 80%. So only 20% of the sports that we were normally broadcasting were still available. It was projected that only 50% of sporting events that were originally scheduled for 2020 were likely to take place. So for a company like Sportradar, whose core business is supplying sports data and video, this was, as the slide mentions, basically our Armageddon. This was the absolute worst imaginable scenario for a data and video content, primarily a data video content company like Sportradar. So what do we do to overcome this challenge? So I will present that to you in the next few minutes. First of all, our priorities when this happened back in February, March. Number one was to make sure that our team members were protected. So their health and safety, the welfare of the staff, that was absolutely paramount. Without our team members, we have no company. So first and foremost, we really emphasize that. And I know Michael was very busy in Manila, working with our 300 or so staff members there to make sure that they were safe and taken care of. Second, we had to make sure that our operations were still running. So we made sure that all the team members had the right tools in front of them. They had sufficient bandwidth to do all the work that was necessary for them to do. And then finally, there was our partners and our clients. We had to ensure that we did everything we could for them to continue and to survive this unprecedented time. And part of helping our clients survive was providing them with alternative sports content. So I'll go through the various alternative content that we were able to provide our clients with during the COVID period. So first and foremost, we focused on our existing solutions. What did we already have in-house that we could push out to our clients? So first and foremost was our virtual sports product. So we offer a variety of sports, including basketball, baseball, football, tennis, horse and dog racing. On the baseball side, we actually have a partnership with Major League Baseball, where the product is designed in collaboration with them. And obviously the virtuals, it's not affected by COVID, and with our cutting edge motion capture, in-game play features, and the fact that you can use it across platforms, it was very appealing. It's a product that's very appealing to punters that had no sports to bet on. And this is something that we quickly rolled out to our clients. And as Michael mentioned, and I think Toby also confirmed with his firm, there was a tremendous pickup of this product. So from products that we already had in-house, we had the challenge of having to create new products as well, and create new or find new content. So one of the first contents that we rolled out was a simulated reality content. So we actually, our developers, they worked 24 hours a day, and within 3 weeks, they developed a simulated reality product based on Sportradar's historic match data and AI machine learning, where we would simulate matches across various different sports, including cricket, soccer, tennis. So for example, in football, we would simulate the entire 90-minute match. We would provide the statistics. We'd have a match tracker. So it felt like you were watching a real game. With simulated reality, we simulated the leagues that had been postponed for a few months. So for example, the Bundesliga had been postponed, the Premier League had been postponed, and there was about 10 weeks to go in both of those leagues. So we actually simulated the ending of those leagues, and punters could bet on those. We also created a Euro 2020 tournament, and we simulated that. And as you can see in front of your screen, the finals was kind of a underdog affair between Czech Republic and Denmark. I hear that the Czech Republic won that, according to our simulated reality. So again, this was one of the products that we were able to push out to our various clients. Next, esports. We acquired the FIFA video game content and produced the odds models for it. We had partnerships with various esports organizations, including the Brazilian Confederation of Esports, the Uruguay Virtual Football Federation, the Russian Premier League. They had a Cyber League Pro Series. So we partnered with all of them. And by April of 2020, we had over 3,000 events that we were able to offer. And again, there was a huge take-up from operators when you consider our 2019 numbers with esports. Next, we created our own events, and I think Warwick had mentioned the boxing. We didn't quite go into boxing yet, but we did try out other sports. Well, one sport that we developed a tournament for was the tennis. So we distributed live odds, data, videos to our clients for various tournaments, including one which was called the Tennis Point Exhibition Series. So it was kind of a partnership between us and our OTT partner, the Tennis Channel, which we have a strong working relationship where we actually have designed their OTT channel for several years. So we worked together to remotely produce a tennis tournament, and we made sure that the players were socially distanced. We had strong integrity measures in place, as that's something that's very important in this day and age. And then we also made sure that there was a competitive prize pool, because we wanted the matches to be competitive and for the players to have motivation. So this worked really well. We brought in some remote production partners, including PlaySite and LiveView, to produce these matches, and we sent this out to many of our betting partners and even some broadcasters. Similarly, we produced other tennis tournaments. We produced a darts at home tour with the PDC. And as Michael had alluded to, one that was really, really popular was the Win Cup table tennis, which took place in Ukraine. So we had over 300 professional table tennis players that competed in daily tournaments. So we would run about 7 daily tournaments and created lots and lots of content for our clients through the table tennis tournament, which was hugely popular. Finally, we looked for long tail content. So obviously Sportradar, we provide a lot of the big leagues, the video content and the data content for a lot of the big leagues and the mid-level leagues. But we also really went into the smaller leagues and smaller competitions that we normally would not be providing to clients. So for example, there was a football league in Central America, a volleyball league in Asia, where we were able to get the data and video content for it and forward that. So basically it was a way of bridging the gap until the bigger leagues returned. And luckily for us, those leagues actually returned sooner than we thought, than we anticipated. So for example, the K-League was a league that we have a robust partnership with, both on the gaming side and the broadcast side. So this was one of the, I believe this came back in May, and we distributed that content to all our to many of our gaming partners. And also we have the broadcast rights, so to the international broadcasters. And the uptake was, I think, over 200% from 2019. Right now, we actually provide the K-League to broadcasters in 40 territories. Even the BBC asked us for the first match. They wanted to show that on their online channel. Many of the matches have been broadcast on online platforms such as Twitter and Copa 90. As of October 5th, I believe we've had 118 aggregate international viewers just for our K-League content. So it's been a phenomenal success, and the league has been very, very happy with the performance of their league globally as well. So, and to conclude, as you can see in this bar graph, back in February, pre-COVID, Sportradar, we would cover around 29,000 matches. And now here we are in September, and through the simulated reality, through the esports, through this the new content that we created, we're now actually double of what we had back in February. So it's just an amazing growth for us, and our live odds coverage is up by 30%. Our live data is up by coverage is up by 20% compared to the same time last year. So I will leave you with a famous quote by a famous prime minister, I think we can agree that for us too, this COVID period has really provided a lot of positive learnings and really allowed us to turn a crisis into an opportunity, both for us and our clients. So thank you very much. And I turn it back to you, Harman.
Thank you very much, Biplav. It was a really informative presentation. I think you guys have done extremely well. I don't think that many other companies can, you know, let's say you set the bar very high. Let's just leave it at that.